Hey guys, welcome to a new series, Wicked October. Halloween is a time to embrace the scarier things in life, ghosts, ghouls, and other things that go bump in the night. In fact, it's kind of stretched all the way out to the entirety of October, so what we're going to do is bring you a couple of stories that might just scare you. And sometimes real life can be scarier than fiction. In August of 1945, the United States dropped 2 atomic bombs on the Japanese cities Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Since that time, many countries have worked on developing these weapons. Currently, there are 9 with access to nuclear weapons. These weapons are the epitome of destruction, and there have been some mistakes while handling. These are 3 of those stories. 1958, Tybee Island near Savannah, Georgia. During a training exercise, an F-86 fighter jet collided with a B-47 bomber. The B-47 was carrying a Mark 15 nuclear bomb. The bomb was jettisoned to avoid it detonating upon a crash landing. They were able to land the plane without crashing, but the crew didn't see an explosion when the bomb hit the water. Since then, there have been several attempts to locate the bomb, however, none of them have proved successful. So the Mark 15 is still down there somewhere. So I think I can cross Savannah, Georgia off my list of possible vacation destinations. January 24th, 1961. Goldsboro, North Carolina. A B-52 Stratofortress carrying a Mark 39 nuclear bomb broke up in midair. 5 of the 8 crew members were able to eject and reach the ground safely. The plane was carrying 2 nuclear warheads, one of which parachuted safely to the ground, while the other broke apart over the farmland. In a 2013 declassified memo, it was revealed that 6 of the 7 steps to blow up the one that had parachuted had engaged. The 7th was the only thing preventing an explosion. Had the bomb detonated, the fallout would have potentially reached New York City. If the 2 wires hadn't have failed and the 7th mechanism hadn't have not engaged, the East Coast in history would be a lot different. So, I'm just cutting off the entirety of the South. Up until this point, we've been covering just United States mishaps with nuclear weapons. Well, the USSR wasn't to be outdone. April 7th, 1989, the Soviet submarine K-159 in the Norwegian Sea experienced a fire which resulted in the sinking and subsequent deaths of 42 crew members. On board was the sub's nuclear reactor as well as 2 nuclear warheads. There have been missions to try to retrieve the sub, but ultimately they have failed. So even today, the warheads and the reactor are sitting under the waves. The Russian government has declared the risk of radioactive contamination of the environment negligible. The thought, however, is still quite unsettling. So that was a quick video we just wanted to make for you. Like I said, sometimes real life can be scarier than any horror movies. To know that we are potentially at any moment at the whim of a mistake is pretty scary, and to know that history could have been altered in such a devastating way is frightening. And with that, remember everybody, have a wicked October. Make sure you like, subscribe, favorite. I'm Brian Marr. Thank you for watching.